Welcome to 5 Minutes, your quick dive into the wide-ranging world of insurance, technology, and leadership. I'm Miguel Edwards, and I'll be your guide as we explore these topics that are transforming not just the insurance industry, but the business world at large. Along with sharing observations I've made over the span of my career in insurance, technology, and operations, I'll be chatting with some of the brightest minds in business and leadership. Whether you're a seasoned executive or a rising star, an industry expert, or just curious about how technology is revolutionizing insurance, this is your perfect spot for your weekly dose of insights. This is 5 Minutes. I wrote a piece, and if I'm being honest, I'm scared to publish it.
Okay.
And it's called The Rise of the MGA, The Fall of the Carrier. Mm-hmm. And I have this vision, just looking at the data, that suggests that by 2030, we could have a situation where MGAs dominate the entirety of the insurance industry and carriers are subservient to the MGAs. You talk about the importance of the agent and controlling distribution. What is how have you been looking at MGAs, these delegated underwriting authority entities? How have you been looking at these guys? What's the lens that you're using, and what does that mean to you from a regulatory perspective if the MGAs are really amassing all of this influence, I'll say, in the industry?
Well, I think we have to look at it and stay engaged on it.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't. It's hard to predict, the future or whatever. But if you're engaged, you can kind of see and tackle the problems as they come up.
Right.
So it's to me it's all about the consumer. I mean,
right.
It's just what are they getting and how is that product being delivered to them.
That's it. It's interesting because in all of the conversations that I've had, Chris, no one's ever said that. No one's ever said, well, what is the impact on the consumer?
That's the whole thing.
It's fascinating that you said that.
Yeah. Well, to me it's everything So my last 20 plus years, the model has it's stressed on us all the time.
Yeah.
It's customer centric.
That's right.
I'm going to bring that same thing to the department. In my head, I'm thinking, just step back one. It's customer centric.
Right.
With the insurance companies, the carrier, the agent, the roofer, the contractors, the body shops, they're all circling the Oklahoma citizen, the consumer. And my job, in my mind, is to find a way to make that less friction. I want the consumer has a role. They got to be educated. They make decisions, and so we can educate. But at the same time, I don't want, if there's a problem with the roofer and the insurance company, I don't think the consumer needs to be in it.
One of the things, Chris, that you point out here, and you're mentioning this customer, and I'm thinking about your experience on the industry side, and same as me, that customer first has been drilled into us, and I think that might be a unique value proposition you bring to the table as a regulator, is having that kind of pre-training. But I'm also hearing a desire to be much more proactive and really bringing the entire ecosystem together that I don't think I've ever heard before. Am I getting that right?
You're exactly right.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm commissioner,
right.
One of the things I want to bring to the table that maybe is not as apparent now is the advocate piece.
Yeah.
That's what I've done for 10 years, has been an advocate, industry advocate. And I go out, pushing, here's some legislative ideas we think would help, or, getting our agents together and saying, taking them to the legislature. We have these big conferences. I'd have 500 agents.
Right.
We'd say, here's some bills that are, we think are bad, and here's some that are good. We educate them on it, and then we go over on a bus to the Capitol, and they visit with their legislator and tell them what we just, talked about, and give their, their perspective on it. And I want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just from you step back from the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but it doesn't always have to be a law. Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just best practice.
You don't have to change the law.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to have a law for everything.
Right.
We can get together in a room and figure this stuff out.
That's right.
And a lot of times at the legislature,
right,
when I was advocating for a law or someone else was, we would have a meeting, a senator or whoever would pull us and say, hey, come meet with the tow truck people. Come meet with the body shops, and let's talk. They're wanting to pass this law. Come talk, and we would figure it out. The notary deal.
Yeah.
That wasn't just go change the notary law.
Right.
That was, hey, let's go talk to the banks, credit unions, the automobile dealers, and make sure we're all on the same page. And then If we need the law changed, we'll change it. But we're already on the same page. We're not out there just like throwing laws around. It's we're working together.
Yep.
So from my point of view is let's bring everything together. And I was talking about dehumanizing. Right now there's a lot of the roofers are the insurers are crooks. The roofers are crooks. Everyone's just saying that versus going, hey, this is Miguel, he's a roofer. This is Chris, he's an insurance guy. And then you meet and talk about the issues. And now all of a sudden you've made it human.
Thank you for joining this episode of 5 Minutes. If you've enjoyed our discussion, we'd love for you to share it with anyone else you think might find it interesting. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on and hit that bell to stay on top of the game with our practical 5-minute episodes. We look forward to seeing you again next week.